Hi everyone, as we are coming close to the end of the first unit, I just wanted to go over some pieces that I found that are important to almost everyone in the class. There's at least one thing on this list that I think every single one of you can relate to. The first item is APA and quotations. APA should have almost no quotations from you. APA, in using it correctly, almost everything should be in your own words or paraphrased. So do not quote anything. A quote has to be a certain length, which nothing that you've provided so far is. Or more importantly, it has to be unique to the person stating it, and nothing that you have so far is unique to that person. So to be safe, quote nothing using APA, and if I think something needs to be quoted, I will tell you. Your projects, you must have a specific community or population. And this is because whatever format or genre you're using, that is designed for a population. It is not a report to us. It is something that you would give to the population. So men, people in poverty, people at high risk, all of those are too general. These are some things that you might want to consider in choosing your community. Do you want to choose sexual preference, whether it's lesbian, gay, straight, or non-binary, or trans? Do you want to choose something by sexual orientation or sexual identity? Or do you want to think about rural or urban communities? Rural and urban communities have very different issues, for example, in transportation. Do you want to look at race or ethnicity? If you are creating an infographic or a social media page for Blacks, that would look different than if it were for American Indians, whites, or Hispanics, or Asians, or any other race or ethnicity. And do you want to consider age? Because if you're creating something for children, that will look different than if it's created for elders, for teens, for young adults, or regular aged adults. So those are some things to consider as you're choosing your community. If your community is not specific enough, I have given you that feedback at least once. This project cannot be completed in a way that you will do well unless you have a specific community. The next thing on the screen is the social determinants of health. And in this, you need to start to think about these questions. Some of you are not reporting exactly what you should be reporting with the SDOH. So for education levels, the question that you should ask yourself is, do people with lower or higher education levels have lower or higher rates of the disease or condition you're doing, mortality, treatment, prevention? Do people with lower or higher economic status have higher or lower incident rates of morbidity, mortality, incidence, prevention, treatment? And then in the, in the built environment, what in the built environment impacts the incidence, mortality, treatment, or prevention of whatever your condition is? In social context, there are a variety of things in social context. Not all of them relate to every specific population. So the question becomes, what in social context is relevant to this specific population that you've chosen? And the last one, access to care, treatment, prevention. Access typically includes things like whether someone has insurance, how their transportation is impacted, environmental issues, like if they live in a rural community, that's different access issues than if they live in an urban community, or income issues could impact their ability to use public transportation. So as you're working with social determinants of health, make sure you come back to these 5 questions. A few of you have emailed me with questions, which is great. If on an online course, we really need to make sure we communicate that way. Or if you would prefer to talk to me, we can always set up a virtual meeting. Just email me several days and times that work for you, and I will try to choose one of those times. In review of everything I've read so far, most of you are doing exceptional work. I look forward to reading more of your work, and I look forward to seeing how Unit 2 goes after we finish the test for Unit 1. Have a great day.